Hello, Earle Pughe here today. I'm looking at a blues in G. I'd like to thank Keith for doing such a great arrangement of this tune. You should really listen to Keith do it once again. It's on the album Let It Bleed. I recommend that you buy the album and listen to it repeatedly. Oh, it's a standard 12-bar blues with some wrinkles. It's in 12/8. So if we look at the first measure of the verse, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I recommend that you not count it that way, but I want you to see that there is 12/8 notes in the measure, hence the time signature of 12/8. But you tap your foot in 4, so this is a compound meter. Essentially, you're playing triplets over a 4/4 pulse. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. So there are 4 chords in this song. We've got a G, a C, a D, and an E minor. We're in the key of G. So G would be the 1 chord, C would be the 4 chord, D would be the 5 chord, and E minor will be the 6 minor. The G has a few variations. We've got the plain G, we've got a G7, we got the F on the first string, and strings 2, 3, 4 open, 4. Then we've got this little, the D on string 2 and the F on string 1. So there is no B. So it's got a little bit of a hollow sound. Then we go to a C chord. The C chord has basically only one variation, just the straight C chord. The D chord has a few variations. We've got a plain D, we've got a D with a rhythmic variation, we've got a D with a hammer on, we've got a D with an F sharp on the bottom. And we've got a D7 with an F sharp on the bottom. So that D7, if we take the regular D7, we'd have a D, an A, and a C natural, and an F sharp. So we're going to move the F sharp from string 1 down to string 6. And so we'll have an F sharp on string 6, a D on string 4, an A on string 3, and a C on string 2. And we'll hammer into that C. And then we've got the E minor. In the intro, he's got a great E minor lick. So we hit the open E, then an A note on string 3, slide up to the B on string 3. High G, slide back down, open G, and the E note. Now, we've got a C lick here. So we're hammering on to the D to E, then G to A, then D to E, and again. There's the chords. Now if we start at the beginning, we've got a plain D chord, but we've got an interesting, the first note is longer. Now we've got that E minor lick. And now we've got the C. Now, there's a measure of 1/4. So there's this odd measure in the intro, and I think there's a little bit of a musical joke. If you listen to the Robert Johnson version of it, you'll hear that Robert has an odd measure in the intro, and so they're kind of saying, you know, we know that, we could do that, you know. And we've got the plain G chord, and this is much more of a strummy part. And then we're to straight arpeggios. Here we are in the blues, and the entire arrangement is based on these arpeggios of chords. So there's very little strumming going on. It's almost all arpeggios. First measure of the verse, we're going to go across the guitar. 6, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4. Right out of an open G chord. One measure, second measure. Now we're going to change to the G7. So the only note that changes is the note on string 1. I'm going to finger the whole chord, even though I'm not going to play the lower part of it, just so that when those lower strings ring, they're reinforcing the sound. You could play the chord with one finger, but if you play it with 3 fingers, those low notes are going to ring a little bit from the harmonics on the high strings, and you'll get a fuller sound. So I recommend that you play the 3-finger G7, even though you're not going to actually play those strings. They will vibrate. Now we've got a little bit of a lick, but it's an arpeggio-based lick. You could play the G7. You could put the 4th finger on the 2nd string and get a D. We'd still have a G7 chord, but with that high D on the 2nd string, it's got a little bit more of an aggressive sound. So we're going to take a piece of that chord. So D, F, E, and then those a double stop. Now we've got arpeggios again. So with strings 1 and 2 together, then 3, then 4. The second line of the verse. So we're going to have one measure on C. It's going to go straight up and straight back down. 5, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 5, 3, 2, 1. But at the end of that, you know, a lot of people would have gone from a C up to a D. Keith goes down, so he's going to play that C chord. And we went from a C to an open A. Now we've got that D7/F sharp. So we got where those 2 low notes on the C chord led us into the D7 with the F sharp on the bottom. And we're going to play string 6, 4, 3, 2. And now that resolves to a G chord. And we're going to do 2 beats on the G. 6, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3. Then a D chord, hammer on to the 1st string. So it's 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3. And now we're to a G chord. We're going to play strings 6, 4, 3. And then he's going to put his 1st finger on the 2nd string so that we get a G sus chord. And we'll play C, G, C. And then let go of that note. So we get the open B. Now we've got a D chord. Once again, we're going to hammer on to the first string. Now, we've got a thumb over here. We're going to grab the sixth string with the thumb on the second fret. That'll give us the bass note that we want. So we're going to play 6, 4, 3, 2. And that leads us down to the E minor. And this time, no slides, just string 6, 3, 2, 1. And now we're to the C chord, and it's going to do the hammers that we did in the intro, but there's no odd measure. So just stay in 12/8, and then to the G. And now we do have strums. And now we've got the D chord. Now on the D chord, on all the other measures where we've had a hammer on string 1, it's been a grace note. So the E note has been too short to count. Just hit the E and hammer onto the F sharp. Here we want to give that E note a full eighth note. So that gets you through the verse, and I guess I resolved it to the G7 at the end. There's a quick look at a different way of playing a blues in G. You know, it's all arpeggios. It's got a very different feel. So I hope you've enjoyed this video on blues in G. Please have a good week, and I'll see you next week. Thank you very much.